So as I started going to middle school, something happened to me. I get to high school, I make my freshman team, but I'm 5'3". So all the kids that I grew up playing with, they kept growing, getting stronger, and I stayed the same. Sophomore year, I was 5'3", 90 pounds. I went to the hospital. I had like 103-degree fever. Everything was kind of crashing down around me. I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. When I went back to my tryouts junior year for varsity, I wasn't my best, but I just wanted to try. And I still remember walking into the coach's office, and he told me, hey, Jimmy, you're not gonna be a part of the team this year. I thought my life was over. I didn't see anything on the other side of that. All I wanted to do was play basketball. I went to Mississippi State University because it's the farthest school away from my hometown that I got accepted to. I got invited to be a women's practice player. I know it's not the most glamorous thing, but it meant a lot to me. I got involved in just negative things because I didn't have sports. I wasn't being honest with myself and admitting that I missed sports. All feelings that happen are like a wave in your life. Sometimes we're down, sometimes we're up. But if you visualize how a wave works, at any given point, things can get better. And that's what started to happen for me. I started to get energy back in my life, and I started to have a lot of questions. What if I could play basketball? But wait, I have no ranking. I didn't play high school basketball. I have zero statistics. I don't really know anybody. Where do I go? But I just started practicing. The more I practiced, the more I started reading. The more I started reading, the more I started writing. And finally, I came across a question, what if I'm the only one in my way? I started training. Where do you go from there? We started doing tryouts. We drove across the country. We got all the way out to Vermont. We're walking up to the doors. Coach gets a call. The doors are locked. Open gym's canceled. Keep going. We go to New Jersey. We try out at New Jersey. Didn't have a spot for me. Finally, I get down to Peoria in Illinois. We have a tryout there. I have a great night shooting. He gives me a spot as a walk-on. So I'm ecstatic. I get to school. First day I get to practice, guys are busting my ass. The learning curve starts over again. I have an incident with my Crohn's disease. I'm hospitalized, I lost a lot of blood, and I have to have an emergency surgery. I believed in the future so much that I couldn't stop. I used that opportunity to go get a Division II scholarship at Wisconsin Parkside, and it was there where I finally really started to become a player. Why do I think it's important I went to Division II? I got the opportunity not only to practice the fundamentals, but I got to play in games. At the end of those 2 years, I ended up scoring 1,000 points during those seasons, and I used that opportunity to become a graduate transfer. At 23 years old, I finally got my first Division I scholarship. From Winthrop, I got the opportunity to work out for 6, 7 NBA teams. I mean, I was shaking hands with like Bob Myers. I still remember walking down the plane, flying into Orlando, and I couldn't believe that it was happening to me. I ended up finding an agent, had the opportunity to play the last 7, 8 years overseas in Europe. But even when I got to Europe, the learning curve started over again. In Europe, they play basketball a little differently than us. You know, you're far away from home. You got to learn how to operate as an individual. When I was going into my rookie year, I was thinking, man, I'm going to be the MVP of this league. I'm going to be the highest paid player. I was thinking about all these things that I really couldn't control. But by year 4, year 5, I started to simplify. Because every time you go up a level, you should quiet your mind, sometimes quiet your voice, and simplify. Know what you do well. When you go from middle school to high school, you want to simplify your game.